matches.
Beautiful stroke, and that's indicative of the type of pitch these batsmen have the pleasure of batting on today.
Yes, I would imagine that it would be hard to get Mr. Jeffrey Boycott out on a pitch like this. He would be there with bag and baggage. This is a very well played shot.
In the air, and Donald asks for the catch. Waller doesn't even look at the umpire. He's off towards the pavilion, and Zimbabwe are one down.
So now we know why Alan Donald was given the new ball. South Africa needed a breakthrough quickly. They want to make sure that there are no hiccups in this match. They don't want to chase a big target. They were a little concerned the other day when they had to chase 226. But this time, the ball going off the bat and pad, the edge, and a simple catch to Alan Donald on his follow-through. Andy Waller not even waiting. South Africa have struck in their third over, Alan Donald second, and they are 6 for 1.
Out, caught by Richardson. Donald, 2 strikes in 1 over.
Well, that's a pretty poor shot from Andy Flower. You've just come into bat. You missed out on the opportunity to get off the mark off that full toss that Alan Donald bowled, perhaps an attempted Yorker. And then this is angled across and playing way away from his body. And a simple enough catch for Dave Richardson. Dave Richardson doesn't drop those. Alan Donald has struck again for South Africa. Zimbabwe are 6 for 2.
Played away, timed nicely. It'll be too much for Kirsten.
They're using the extra pace of Rudy Bryson on this pitch. Came at a nice, comfortable height. You can see from this angle, look at the height at which it's come. But it still has to be put away.
Well put away. It was in the air just for a moment or two, and Hudson at short mid-wicket might have thought he was in with a chance, but hit very firmly by Craig Wishart.
Yes, that's the kind of chance you don't want it silly mid-on or short mid-wicket. Very, very firmly hit.
Good shot. Well, taking Pollock on, and a fairly rare boundary.
Well, it's just a touch short. It wasn't such a bad ball. It was more a good shot, really.
Oh, fine effort. Richardson throwing himself to his right, just going in the tips of his fingers. Not able to hold on to it.
Now, that was a really good delivery. That left the batsman. The batsman looking to run it, but it left him off the seam just a touch. There it is, just held its line. And if it holds its line from wide of the crease, then that's a good ball, I can tell you. That's really like a big out-seamer. See where it gets on the crease. It's just a touch wide, holds its line, doesn't come in. And, well, I think he'd be disappointed.
In the air, but through the gap. 4 runs. They enjoyed it, the Zimbabweans in the crowd, and there's quite a contingent come down from Harare and surrounds to watch this game. It's really a great landmark in their cricket development, this game at the Wanderers against South Africa. Bowled in. Well, I said about him playing that shot, and it's a no ball. The umpire has signalled a no ball. Now, whether Craig Wishart realised it was a no ball when he played the shot, I'm not so sure.
He'd no idea it was a no ball. With those helmets on, he can't hear very well anyhow. And he's been a bit slow on the uptake and one or two singles. You watch when he plays this awful sort of hike to leg. I can't say it's a pull shot. We're trying to see the no ball there, but we can't for the backing up batsman's pad. Now we can see better. There's the boot, go over. Well, the umpire thinks it's a no ball.
He's out, he's got him, caught behind, Pollock strikes, and Wishart is out, having a flash at that one. Never quite there. And Pollock, this time there's no mistake, no ball. Wishart has got to go on that journey towards the pavilion, shaking his head a little as he goes. But this is wide.
Well, the length and the line was so good. It's just outside off stump. It wasn't there to drive. It was a good fullish length. And trying to hit it on the up, if you don't get it right, I'm afraid you've made a mistake. 51 for 3.
Pollock it is this time. Campbell getting after him, and that's 4 runs.
Wasn't a bad delivery. Picked up very nicely from outside the off stump, and Campbell has a habit to take ball to leg side from outside the off stump. He's very strong on the leg side, and again this is hitting on the up. Placement is absolutely superb.
So he opens his account with a boundary, much the same as Wishart did. That's a good hit. Nice and straight. There's always runs there. And Grant Flower just getting underneath that delivery from Lance Klusner and using the air, and well hit.
Smashing stroke. It's not an easy stroke to play when somebody's bowling quick of Klusner pace. And he's coming forward here and leaning into stroke, and watch his front elbow is absolutely high. That also explains that he's playing the stroke absolutely straight. In those days, cricket was totally different, and they would come and inspect the wicket. Inspect the wicket. It's a direct throw once again, and it seems that Campbell is on his way back to the dressing room.
Well, a superb piece of fielding by Andrew Hudson that time. Interesting to see that Hudson has been training hard during the last couple of days on his throwing. He missed a run out in Cape Town, and Campbell is well out. So that's disappointment for Zimbabwe. The problem there's the red light signifying that his innings has stopped. And the problem there is that Alistair Campbell slept. Grant Flower hit it very well, and hard to judge what the call was. Campbell was certainly anticipating a run. As we watch the South Africans celebrate, Hudson not really known for his fielding. He's probably the weaker fieldsman in the South African lineup. And Alistair Campbell on his way. And Zimbabwe really are in trouble now. 4 for 61, and the captain made 5.
Well, I don't think they'll run here because that hit the back of the bat. So they won't take the overthrows unless it goes for 4. Now, what happens here? Dave Houghton was actually sort of signalling, apologising to the South Africans and calling for a dead ball, but that I don't think it is within the regulations. And despite the fact that it did hit the bat on the way through, here we'll get a better view of it. He's trying to get in, deflects the ball away from the man backing up, who will come into picture in a moment. There he is, and away over the boundary. So that counts as 5 runs. They were runs that, to be fair to Dave Houghton, he didn't really want. He wasn't going to accept them if it was meant running them. And he's found the gap. 4 runs. Beautifully played all the way along the ground. So Dave Houghton getting the ball away. And 4 runs to Zimbabwe.
Now, once a crowd is behind you looking at good cricket, then the cricket also becomes top class.
And another glorious shot from Houghton. It was up there in the slot, and he responded.
This is the reason why I feel that he should be coming in higher up the order at number 4. Because look at that, this is a quality shot. This is top class. Any youngster watching, this is the way to play the cover drive, the foot to the pitch of the ball, the head in line.
And deliberately played. Beautiful shot. One-day cricket at its best there.
Well, this is exactly what I meant. Dave Houghton, far more experienced than Rudy Bryson. Rudy Bryson just going down a little bit. And that's all that Davey Houghton needed. Look at the way he's opened the face of the bat.
And Grant Flower playing his part too. That's a glorious shot.
Yes, he's had an interesting innings because he hasn't seen much of the strike. And whenever he's got the strike back, he's had to almost play himself back in. Now he's certainly getting it because Houghton is so expert in turning it over. And look at that shot. Right back in the middle.
It's beautifully picked up and hammered away by Houghton. That's a class shot. That's gone for 6. And the Zimbos are on their feet.
The only disappointment for them was that that ball wasn't 30 meters to the left. It might have landed among them. So high and hard did he hit it. Look at this timing. He doesn't really even hit it hard. It's a wrist flick and away it soars. As we go around, we see the red of the Zimbabweans, and then it lands among the crowd in the centenary stand.
He plays in exactly the same area that Flower did a moment ago, and as a result he goes to his 50 ahead of Grant Flower, and another very fine innings indeed by Davey Houghton. That's his 12th one-day international 50 for Zimbabwe, to go with his 100. And this is a good shot by Flower. It's going to bring him 4 runs. Simcox did not bowl a good delivery there, and Flower took advantage of it. And now Grant Flower, immediately 1 ball later, follows Davey Houghton to his 50. And for Grant Flower, that's his 10th one-day 50 for Zimbabwe. This is Klusner from the golf course end to Houghton, and Houghton, oh, it's going to go for 4. But it was only just out of reach of a diving Jonty Rhodes. I don't think he got a hand to it. If he had have and he'd have taken it, it would have been arguably the most spectacular catch I've ever seen him take, and he's taken some superb ones.
Lance Klusner giving him too much width here, and he angled this ball away, but it was only this amazingly agile man that almost made it into a chance. I'm sure for a moment Dave Houghton's heart was in his throat.
And having sung his praises to such an extent, he hits it straight up in the air, and Jonty Rhodes gets under it, and he doesn't make a mistake under those. And a very fine innings from Davey Houghton ends in a rather disappointing way.
Just 1 lapse of concentration, that's all it takes. And he was fiddling with a glove just before that shot. And then instead of just pushing this one into the gap, he tried to maneuver it too far. The bounce of the pitch doing him. Jonty Rhodes, that's bread and butter for him. So drinks will be taken now with the score 154 for 5.
Well then, Hansi Cronje does the trick again. Grant Flower is out. Well, a fine innings from Grant Flower. He scored 62 runs. He's faced 93 balls and hit 5 fours. But with him, maybe go Zimbabwe's hopes of getting a competitive total.
Well, I think he misread the length here. He just played across it. You know, it hit the 2/3 of the way up the stump. He's really playing across it. That hit off stump, and he's playing across it towards the mid-wicket. And he just got a little casual there. 168 for 6 now, Zimbabwe.
Well, that's right in the spot. Bryson on the slide, but enough pace on the ball just to take it over the line. And 38 overs bowled, Zimbabwe 176 for 6. Just out of reach. And we'll go for 4.
Well, I think that was cleverly played. He wasn't lucky at all. He did try to chip the ball over mid-on. Didn't try to hit it too hard. He just nicely wanted to place it, and he just got enough height on it when it went over the fielder. Didn't go too hard, but it just enough. That's all you have to get.
Exactly what you were talking about. Far too wide. 4 runs to Paul Strang, who seized on it quickly.
Well, that's an easy ball. Brings the 200 up for Zimbabwe. It's a nice, huge applause, but, I mean, that's a too easy a delivery.
There's more runs to Strang. It could be 4. Hudson's going to be quick. Doesn't make it, so there's an important boundary for Zimbabwe.
Guy Whittle using the long handle, so to speak. This is what is required now, a few more boundaries, but perhaps Andrew Hudson at sweeper cover, not the best of fielders to try and stop that. Maybe Jonty Rhodes should be patrolling their area. It's that much quicker because there is going to be a single taken in the circle now.
That's very well played indeed from Strang, just giving himself a little bit of room and importantly picking the gap for 4.
Well, this is what I meant by saying fast bowlers hate to bowl in the limited overs matches. Look at the way Alan Donald, one of the quickest bowlers, if not the quickest bowler in the world, being treated by Paul Strang. Not exactly a copybook drive, but they all count.
So it's a bowling change. It's Hansi Cronje now coming on and bowling from the corner drive end. It's going to beat Sean Pollock. No, brilliant fielding.
Yes, that's absolutely top-class work there by Sean Pollock. Guy Whittle pretending first that he was going to sweep, and that deceived Hansi Cronje into bowling it a little bit shorter.
Umpires have called for another look at it. The third umpire will be viewing this in his umpire's box just to make sure it didn't touch the rope or none of Sean Pollock touched the rope as he had his hand on the ball. Umpires are satisfied. 3-run stand. And that's another good hit from Strang, and that's 4. So this is a good onslaught from the Zimbabweans towards the tail end of this innings. And he's gone. Alan Donald celebrates. Hansi Cronje takes the catch, and Zimbabwe lose another wicket. So South Africa just checking that run rate at the right time, and Guy Whittle it is, who's on his way back to the pavilion. It was a good catch by the captain. It was hit hard. He caught it low, but that really has been a valuable knock by Guy Whittle. And Zimbabwe now 231 for 7.
Well, picking the full toss but not being able to control it at Donald's pace. It is difficult to control a full toss coming at that speed. The bat turning in his hand at impact. Whittle's out for 41. Zimbabwe 231 for 7.
That'll be 4. Danny Becker signalling to the scorers. There's always 4 runs there. Fine through the third man region. Third man, of course, is a little bit wider to save the slash over point.
Once again, Alan Donald's extra speed, this time to South Africa's disadvantage because their edge going to the boundary, in spite of the fact that there is a third man, but he's a little bit square.
So last delivery of Donald's 10th, and he's bowled him. So Alan Donald ends up with 4 wickets, and that really is a good comeback from him. Wicketless in Cape Town, but he's really turned the tail in this match, and he sent Heath Streak on his way. A very good delivery, using the theory that if he misses, I'm going to hit. So Heath Streak's on his way, and Zimbabwe now 247 for 8.
Well,
a streak, realizing that he'd only got a few deliveries left, just another over left after this ball, trying to go over the top at extra cover, missing. Donald accurate, and Zimbabwe 247 for 8.
2 balls remaining. That's one of them. It's well hit. Rudy Bryce is going to be quick. He's not quick enough, and that really is a magnificent straight drive by Paul Strang.
Yes, it is. He middled it. It was in the right slot. He didn't try to hit it over the top. He just tried to hit it along the ground. He hit it straight. You really cannot keep a fielder for a straight drive.
That's how Zimbabwe got to